Hey everybody, this is Ryan Howard and welcome to the Philly Show.
Morrow Jr., Jim Salisbury, Todd Zolecki. It's Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. Hope everybody is doing great. Phillies off on Monday. They're back in action on Tuesday night against the Marlins. 6 games left in the regular season. The Phillies' magic number to clinch a first-round bye is 2. Any combination of Phillies wins, Dodgers losses that add up to 2, and the Phillies get that first-round bye. What do we want to see the final week of the season? Let's talk about it. It's time for the Parks First Pitch. First Pitch is brought to us exclusively by our partners at Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. So, they're going to get the first round bye, guys. I mean, unless something disastrous happens, they're going to get the first round bye. And so everything's kind of figured out. There's not a lot of drama, but there are some things I think that you kind of want to see happen or you hope happens. I've got something in mind that I would like to see happen this week. What about you, Jim? Let's start with you. What would you like to see happen this week for the Phillies as they go into the bye week?
Well, there are a number of things, but, I think one of the big ones I'd like to see is I would just love to see the offense click and, get warm, maybe approaching hot. Just because we all know how occasionally hit or miss it can be. And I'd love to see the offense finish on a strong note, give themselves some confidence. I'd love to see Schwarber get a couple more, get up to maybe 55. Little Sammy Hagar, I can't drive 55. I'd love to see that.
Double nickels.
Yeah, double nicks. And I would also like to see Alec Bohm keep swinging it well. He had a good weekend because I think it's really vital that they get, a right-handed bat behind Harper that makes teams pay a little bit if they don't pitch to him, right? A little protection there. And I think Bohm is capable of being that guy, healthy now. If he gets on a little bit of hot streak, offer Harper some protection. And the final thing I'd like to see offensively, one big kind of ball of wax is Harper get it going and finish strong and finish hot and finish in a good mindset. Because I think when he feels good, and I'm not even talking about physically, he obviously you have to feel good physically, but I think when he feels good mentally, I think his whole game takes off. And he plays at a higher level with some swagger and some confidence and some I can't wait to rip your head off. So those are some of the areas on the offense, under one heading of offense, I would like to see get going.
You want him to feel like he felt that day in San Francisco when he had a big game in San Francisco and he comes out after he's like, I'm a great player. And it's like, oh yeah. I mean, he's right, he's like, I can still tear it up, like that's the kind of Bryce Harper you want to see.
I want to see him say, oh, it's October. It's my time to shine.
Absolutely.
Nice. What do you got, Scott, Todd?
So it's kind of playing off Jim. I want to see Trea Turner come back this week. And this kind of like dovetails off of what Jim's talking about. You want to see Trea Turner come back this week, playing a game or 2, maybe 3 games. I don't know how many games he's going to play. He's going to face live pitching on Tuesday and Wednesday, I think, at the ballpark. Once he hits 100% running, he's going to get into the game. You want him to see some pitches. Man, he was having a great season before he got hurt. He's going to be motivated. He's going to be motivated just to kind of get his, just to get back in sync and get his timing down. But he also has a chance to win a batting title. He would be the first Phillies player to win a batting title since Richie Ashburn in 1958.
Wow.
Pretty amazing. So I was looking up Whitey's season there that year, and I'm like, I wonder who finished second. And then Willie Mays finished second. Willie Mays finished, he batted .347. So then I had this like weird, like deja vu moment. I go, I actually think I might have talked to Willie Mays about this once. And I actually did. I wrote this book years ago. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I just want to read this quote because I was like, I'm pretty sure Willie Mays talked about Whitey beating him for the batting title in 1958. And he did. And he said, so listen to this. So on September 22nd, Willie Mays is batting 342. Whitey's batting 338. Whitey finishes the season 14 for 21. He bats 667.
Oh my God.
Willie Mays goes 10 for 21, bats 476 to finish the season. So Whitey beats him by 3 percentage points. And this is the quote from Willie Mays. He said, I only hit 29 home runs that year. I should have hit more, but I was trying to win the batting championship to show people I could do everything. And he called White. He goes, Richard. He called him Richard, I guess. He goes, Richard must have looked in the paper and saw me pretty close. A guy called me the next day after the season ended and said, guess what, Willie? I said, what's going on? He said, Richard bunted 4 times to beat you. So I called him up and said, hey, man, what's wrong with you? Swing the bat. It's late in the season. Nobody's worried about the bunt. And then Willie, I wrote in the book, Willie laughed about it and said, I really like that guy. He was a great guy. So,
Oh my God.
Fun little, awesome. Yeah, fun. I can't believe it. I remember I talked to Willie Mays and he had a suite at 18 or Oracle Park. And I somehow convinced Giants PR to let me go up and talk to him for like 20 minutes. It was great. It was absolutely amazing. A total thrill. But anyway, so you want to see Trea Turner come back, get his timing down. Most importantly, be healthy, maybe show that he can run at a decent speed, and then he'll have the bye week to continue to recover and rest and all that. Put him back in the top of the lineup. That is huge. That is absolutely huge.
I like it. I dig it. So my thought is this. I'd really like to see somebody step up to be able to really pitch effectively in the 7th and 8th inning before Jhoan Duran's got to pitch. And I haven't seen that. Now, Matt Strom's thrown okay, and has done a nice job this year. He's been very good. I think that, they've had a lot of success out of Tanner Banks. I don't know that he's the guy that you want to necessarily hand the ball to in the 8th inning to try to close things out. I don't want them to have to go to Jhoan Duran for 2 innings in the 8th and 9th. And so Robertson's done a nice job, but Kerkering struggled a little bit. Somebody's going to have to step forward. Could it be a guy, I don't know, Walker Buehler? Could it be him? Could it be somebody else? I just want to see somebody that I have a little bit more confidence in for Rob Thompson's purposes, because if they have to use Jhoan Duran in the 8th pretty much every game, that might be rough. So he's going to have to do some mixing and matching. You got to get, those guys, they come in certain times in the inning, they got to get 3 outs. It's going to be really interesting, and they're going to have to almost forces those 3 left-handers in the rotation to go deep. So I want to see somebody step forward. I don't know who that's going to be, but that's my thought process going into this thing.
That's a good one. What you're saying is you need a Ryan Madsen 2008.
Correct. Correct.
He was huge difference maker on that team. His
No
emergence.
Oh, he was tremendous.
And they had others. They had others in that bullpen.
Yeah, JC pitched great. JC was tremendous. Scott Air was tremendous. I mean, that was a hell of a.
You can't be just one guy. You got to have several guys, because I don't know that those left-handers are going to be able to go 7 innings every time.
Madsen in the 8th became an assassin, and that was such a difference maker on the 08 Phillies down the stretch and into October.
No doubt.
Hey, that was First Pitch, presented exclusively by our partners at Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. ParksCasino.com is the website. You must be 21 to participate. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kratz, at some point, we're going to laugh about how healthcare was so reactive and not proactive. And we're starting to change that with Superpower. They believe every human has 100+ year potential, and they're here to help you get there. I'm a big believer in this. I just started the journey, so I'm excited about it. And what do you think?
As a player, you're always looking ways to improve yourself, improve your health. And this is an easy way. Superpowers made it way easier than when I was playing. You had to go get all these lab panels, and it was a long, drawn-out, expensive process. but now with superpower. So this is awesome for me. I'm excited about it.
They'll send a licensed professional to your home, or you can visit a nearby lab. For a limited time, the FT fam can get $50 off an annual Superpower membership by using code FOUL at checkout. Just head to superpower.com and use code FOUL to get our exclusive discount. Your biology decoded, your blueprint activated with Superpower. After your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them, and please support FT and tell them we sent you.
We are back. It's Tuesday. Usually on Monday, we do Manco and Manco Best Week. But on Monday, we had Ryan Howard on the show, which was a lot of fun. Jim, I asked your question to Ryan. You still keeping it crispy? Like a two-piece biscuit.
That was
it's just, he's one of the all-time good guys. It's,
good guy.
we had a blast talking with him. So
it was a good interview.
Yeah. So we have to do Manco. The Phillies didn't play on Monday, so it still works. It's time for Manco Best Week. Manco Best Week is where we pick the best Phillies player, performance, whatever we want. The Phillies had a 3-3 road trip. Started great. It was a lot of fun. They clinched the NL East last Monday. Tuesday, they had a big win against the Dodgers. They won Friday night in Arizona. Who do you guys have for your Manco Best Week? Ruben, why don't you start? Because I started with Jim earlier.
Yeah, I'm just going to give a shout out to the back half of the lineup. I think the guys in the bottom half of the lineup have really stepped up. It gotten to the point where, the team was relying on Kyle Schwarber and Turner to do everything. And it has been pretty cool to watch Marsh do what he's doing lately, Stott stepping it forward. It was nice to see Alec Boehm do what he did at the end of that series. He wasn't playing, obviously, in L.A., but that's nice to see him, add on a little bit. You were getting some stuff from Kepler. Even Castellanos was adding, something in the back end of that lineup. And I think that's a really important piece. It's finally gotten to the point where the depth that they thought in their lineup that they had in the beginning of the season has started to come to fruition. And it makes this a pretty damn potent lineup, because now you don't have to rely on the 1 through 4 guys. You start thinking about what's going on in the back end, and that makes it really, really difficult for a pitcher. He thinks he's got a breather at the end, but those guys are coming up with some big base hits. Otto Kemp's adding on, Weston Wilson's adding on. You're getting contributions from the deeper part of the lineup, and that's huge.
It's happening at the really most important time of the season too.
Yeah.
You get a nice long lineup going into October. That's a great thing. So I'm actually going to look at the top of the lineup for my Manco Best of the Week. Todd, you mentioned Trea Turner is going to be back here soon. Go back into the leadoff hole. But a hat tip to and a slice of the pizza to Harrison Bader for the job he has done in the leadoff hole in Trea Turner's absence. 12 games in the leadoff hole. Team is 8-4. That is the most important statistic of all. But in that time, those 12 games, he's hit 345, 390 on base, 917 OPS, 8 extra base hits in 44 games since joining the Phillies. Bader is 329 with an 899 OPS, 11 doubles, a triple, and 5 home runs. Been a heck of an acquisition. We probably could have given him a piece of the Manco pie almost any week in the last couple months. And he gets one tonight, and he's from New York City, so I'm sure he knows what good pizza is.
No doubt.
That's right. I think actually we had somebody in the YouTube comments one week when we didn't pick Bader. Like, how could you not pick Bader as a Manco? So he finally gets his due. I tell you what, I love watching that guy play center field. He plays with the flair out there. A ball, there'll be a ball in the gap, and he kind of backpedals over to it. Like
that's the crab walk. He's doing the crab walk.
I mean, it's great. I think it's so cool, and what a difference he's made defensively as well. Just tremendous. So I'm picking a guy that played. I think he only played once on this entire road trip, and that was Rafael Marchand. And I wanted to give him a shout out. because of that really awesome go-ahead game-winning home run in the 9th inning on last Tuesday night at Dodger Stadium. Just a cool moment for him. The ball just hits the top lip of the fence and it skips into the stands. And talking to him after the game, man, he had such a huge smile on his face as a guy that does not play a lot, obviously behind JT Realmuto. So you know how hard it is to get your timing and your rhythm at the plate. I mean, it's just damn near impossible when you're not playing. But he's made the most of his opportunities. He's played pretty well in that spot, and just a really fun game. Remember Ohtani hit that home run in the bottom of the 8th. The Dodgers scored another run on a sac fly to tie it, and there comes Rafael Marchand. It's the big bomb. And, again, he was great talking about it after the game. So much fun. So I want to give him a shout-out. The seldom used backup catcher, Rafael Marchand.
Hey, if I can add on to that, Todd, I think I love that moment for him. Being a bench player myself, to be able to contribute in such a huge game, like one of the biggest games of the season, and to be able to do that to help that W. And you got to think about it. This is a guy who replaced probably the most popular player on the team, Garrett Stubbs, and he's actually done a really, really nice job back there behind the plate, calling games, working hard, putting himself in a position to work with his pitchers well. He's sort of one of those. Again, you need everybody to contribute, and he's done a really nice job of being a backup catcher to a guy that that doesn't allow you to play too much. So,
and and a thumbs up to Stubbs too, because I did a story on Marchand in spring training. Where I talked to him about, wow, he's been in the organization 10 years. I remember when they signed him when he was 16. He's been in the organization 10 years, and he was talking about how he learned English by watching Grey's Anatomy. He loves Grey's Anatomy reruns, and he loves Kevin Hart's humor, and that's how he learned English. But he also mentioned how helpful Garrett Stubbs has been, just in telling him what to expect, mentoring him a little bit, helping him, with game calling and setting up hitters and relating to pitchers. So, that shows what a big man Garrett Stubbs is to help basically groom your successor. So that tandem is two class guys.
Awesome. No doubt about it. A lot of stuff going on this week. Phillies open a 3-game series on Tuesday night against the Marlins, and then they finish up the regular season, with a 3-game series over the weekend against the Twins. But there's always something going on at Parks Casino, Ruben. You know it. We know it. What do you got this week?
Yeah, Parks Casino is my casino of choice. They have it all: action, excitement, headline entertainment. Plus, if you live in central or northern New Jersey, or you live in New York, the closest live table games are at Parks Casino, right off of exit 6 of the Jersey Turnpike. Parks Casino, it's Pennsylvania's #1 casino. Play thousands of slots, state-of-the-art sportsbook, a beautiful poker room, the Liberty Bell Beer Garden, and collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Tickets on sale now for a ton of headliners. Just announced, coming November 26th, it's the comedian Joey Diaz. And then you have, on the 26th of September, the Revivalists. The 27th, the comedian Russell Peters. The 4th of October, Kansas, one of my favorites when I was growing up. You got on the 24th of October, Everclear. And then on the 25th, Almost Queen. And how about this? Air Supply on 21st. You guys remember Air Supply.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the 22nd, on comedian Brian Regan, parkscasino.com to buy tickets for all the shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You must be 21, gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I wouldn't mind seeing Everclear in late October, but don't know if I can buy those tickets yet. It might be busy. The Phillies do it.
Yeah, you might have to be.
I might be out of town. Might be out of town somewhere or working that night.
Kansas and Almost Queen and Air Supply. Come on, those guys are still getting it done.
That's great stuff.
How old is Air Supply? I remember them when I was a kid.
Unbelievable. They got to be in their 70s and 80s.
They got to be having like walkers and stuff.
I've seen some videos lately of on the internet of like David Lee Roth doing concerts and stuff. It's he's not jumping up and down doing the splits in the air. Let's put it that way. It's kind of
but someone did tell me that Air Supply is actually outstanding. Their voices are still,
I love it.
phenomenal voices.
Yeah, in the background, they have a lot of backup singers in the shade, like in the
One would hope.
shadows.
One would hope.
Guys,
Great stuff.
want to ask you, pick your brains on a couple of one thing real quick. Is Aaron Nola on Saturday? He gave up 4 runs in 5 2/3 innings. That the first inning run probably wouldn't have scored. Bohm went back down, dropped a pop up in shallow left field. He probably should have made that play, or
Probably should have been caught by Bryson Stott.
Right. So there you go. Yeah. So
and that's the only thing that Bryson Stott has not done well is short, because he has been fantastic.
He has been really
one of the
good.
slices. He could have been one of the slices.
You're right. I mean,
the way he's playing defense, are you kidding?
Yeah, he has played a good shortstop there. He hasn't missed a beat. Nola then in the next 4 innings gives up 1 run, and then he starts a 6. He gives up a couple doubles, and so I'm wondering if he ends up being the 4th starter, if the Phillies get to the NLCS, we're and Aaron Nola is the number 4 starter. Do they even let him get to that point of the 6th inning? A much quicker hook, right? Like, how short do you go there?
Short leash, super short.
We've seen it.
He's losing it fast. I don't think it's the endurance. I don't know if it's because hasn't had the endurance, hadn't been built up. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe he's starting to run out of bullets. I mean, that's a possibility too, just overall. But he loses it pretty fast. But he can give you some innings. He can give some quality innings. I think it's just going to be a short one.
Yes, we've seen it a few starts now where he just boom, 5th or 6th inning. I mean, 5th inning he starts to wobble. 6th inning he gets beat up. I mean, you got to get him out of there before that happens. And I think Rob will. I'm looking at Nola as like, you get a start. Go out and give me 3 good ones, and then I'm getting you out of there. And then Walker Buehler is going to give me 3 good ones, and I'm going to figure it out from there.
Totally agree.
I feel the same way. You don't even let him get to the point where he starts. I always remember Charlie Emanuel saying we took him out in a good part of the game. Like that.
Got us to a good place.
Yeah, get 3rd, 4th inning, and then you get him out of there. Like even if 4 scoreless innings, 2 hits, and he looks like, I'd be like, oh, you know what, it's kind of at that point, I feel like.
Yeah, not only that, but I think that they'll have some people ready. I mean, especially you have to go to like the Walker Buehlers of the world, or maybe even, Taijuan Walker, whoever it is.
Right.
If it's not a guy who's like accustomed to being out of the bullpen, he may start warming up in like the 2nd inning. He may, and hey, this is not like, we're not trying to kill Aaron Nola, but this is about winning baseball games and making sure that, it doesn't unravel quickly.
And he knows that. He will not be in front of. He will not be in front of his locker. Woe is me after the game. He will be in front of his locker saying, whatever the skipper decides, we're here to win a ring, and I'm on board.
I'm sure he's going to want to pitch 6 or 7 innings.
Well, of course he does. I don't want him if he doesn't
want to do, because that's who he is.
I don't want a guy who wants to, but he's going to understand. The guy's a very smart guy
and a pro, and a pro's pro.
Total pro.
You guys touched on this earlier. Alec Bohm, you slide, and Rob said after Sunday's game, he thinks he's like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to move him up. So it's funny because I think it was after Friday's game, I asked him about Bohm, and I said, do you think you can move him up the cleanup spot or something? He's like, JT's been pretty good there. Then after the game on Sunday, he's like, I think I may have to move him up. So those 3, right? He's your cleanup hitter, and then what you have Marsh hit 5th. Bader hit 6th. When I'm talking about when Trea returns, well, how do you guys see the bottom half of that lineup? What's the best way to set up the bottom half?
That's a great
lineup?
Question.
I mean, I would.
You got to get a left-handed bat. It's going to be.
Oh, Marsh has to hit right behind him.
That's right.
I think Marsh absolutely has to hit behind him, and I think Bader hits right behind that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, that's how you got to. That's how you. The other idea that I had was to put Bader in the 4 hole. He's been swinging the bat that well. And I think that's, it would be cool to actually have Rob have a choice between Bader or Bohm, because, you need a right-handed bat to protect those 2 lefties, man.
Right. That would be interesting. Yeah, I think Rob was asked about that. Maybe Bader hitting cleanup this week, and I can't remember. I think he was. I can't remember if he was or not. But they got some options there for sure, especially if Bohm's swinging good bats. So
does something crazier happen and they split those two left-handers? If there's a left-handed pitcher, does it go that crazy where you go Bader in there or Bohm in there in the 3 slot, and then either Superman in the 4 hole or Schwarber in the 4 hole. I don't know. It's something. Listen, it's a good problem to have. I think they're still going to go back to back.
Yeah,
but you just never know. It's a good problem to have. I love the fact. I hope both those right-handers are swinging the bat well, because those guys are either hitting 2 and 3 or 2 and 4, but likely 2 and 3. And if you got some depth with those right-handed bats, man, you're loving it.
I think I don't see it being Rob's personality to make a drastic change with Schwarber and Harper. I think they're going to be kind of right where they've prospered this season, especially Schwarber hitting in front of Harper. It's been a big boon for him. He's got to figure out a way to make sure Harper gets some pitches in October. And Bohm, Bader, one of them, it's an important role.
So last thing, guys, Phillies magic number to clinch the bye is 2. So the way it lines up, they would play the number 3 or the number 6 seed winner in the NL wildcard series. The number 3 seed would be the Dodgers. So obviously whoever they play is going to be the heavy favorite. We don't know who the number 6 seed is going to be. As of today, the Reds and Mets are tied, but the Reds have the tiebreaker. And then the Diamondbacks are a game behind them. Fangraphs gave their postseason odds: Mets 51.9%, Reds 42.1%, Diamondbacks 5.7%. Who do you think it's going to be? The hard fading, gagging Mets, choking Mets.
What are the schedules?
Terry Francona's. So the schedules. Here you go. Mets finish on the road all 6 games at Cubs, at Marlins. Reds 3 at home this week against the Pirates, and then they finish 3 in Milwaukee. Diamondbacks home 3, Dodgers on the road against the Padres.
I could see the fighting Tito Franconas getting in there.
I see the Franconas too, but I think that strangely, I do believe that the Mets being away from home is better for them, because their asses are going to be tight at home if they were at home, because the fans are going to be nervous as hell, much like the fans in Philadelphia would be nervous.
Yeah, there are times the home field works against you because the anxiety and the pressure.
I think that they're going to squeeze in there. I don't hope that it happens, but whatever. Listen, the Phillies, doesn't matter who the Phillies play, because the Phillies have to play well.
Yes,
okay.
Right.
It doesn't matter who. It could be the 27 Yankees. You got to beat them. Okay, you got to beat them, and you're hoping that the team that you play is not playing like their best baseball, that they're going crazy and playing great, because that makes me nervous.
Yeah, I kind of feel the way you feel, Ruben. For some weird reason, I think the Mets they're gonna get in. They've been so terrible, but yeah, maybe they get away from home and they kind of relax, and because that tension is real. I mean, I remember the tension Game 7 of the 2023 NLCS. I mean, those fans were so wound tight early in that game, and then they got behind. Game 5 of the 2011 NLDS. Man, that place was tight. So maybe it'll help the Mets out. So, guys, that was fun. We will be back later this week.
Smell you later, boys.
Smell you, Jim.
The Philly Show is brought to you by the Foul Territory Network. Subscribe to The Philly Show on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.